Hi scholars, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to go through my entire research diary workflow that saved me in my PhD and continues to be my lifeline as a postdoc. If you're new here, I'm Dr. Cindy Pham, a developmental neuroepidemiologist, currently working as a postdoctoral researcher in neurodevelopment and mental health in academia. I was awarded my PhD in epidemiology, neuroscience, pediatrics, and public health, with 4 first author PhD publications in high-impact journals. Over the past decade, I've worked across the entire research pipeline, from molecular biology at the bench through animal and tissue culture studies, all the way to epidemiology, data science, to publication. Today, I'm sharing the one system that has literally saved my PhD, my digital research diary. If you're juggling multiple manuscripts, working with collaborators across different institutes, or just want to become a more systematic researcher, this video will help you build that foundation. If you found this helpful along the way, please hit the like button and subscribe. I hope the video genuinely helps you become a stronger, more efficient, and more confident researcher. Alright, let's go. So first, let's talk about what a research diary actually is and why you desperately need one. So at its core, research is about 2 things: discovery and replication. If your notes aren't good enough, you won't be able to replicate your own work, let alone explain it to reviewers or collaborators in a few months or years' time. Trust me, this will save you a lot of stress. Here's why I created this system. During my PhD, I was juggling multiple manuscripts and projects simultaneously. Each project had different co-authors from various institutes, each contributing in different ways at different stages of the project. And I was also writing up my 85,000 word PhD thesis, working part-time as a research assistant with its own separate projects and creating content. My brain was literally full chaos. So I realized I needed a digital research diary per project. One central document that would literally save my ass when a collaborator asks, why did you decide to exclude this variable? Why did you derive this variable? Or even when a reviewer questions a decision I made, 8 months ago. This video isn't about systematic organization, it's about protecting your research integrity and protecting your sanity. So before I get into the nitty-gritty parts of my research diary, I want to give you some context and why my research workflow are so systematic. So coming from a lab background in neuroscience, working with animals and tissue culture studies, I was trained to document every single detail. From literally the number of times a mouse tail goes up, or from a number of times a mouse goes to smell an almond. So the number of individual single cells in a colony, or just, visual notes like the blood sample looks viscous. That will save your soul when something goes wrong or when the results isn't as expected. In wet labs, there are detailed standard of operation procedures, SOPs, and so structure becomes king. When I transitioned into epidemiology and data science, I kept the same integrity. I brought the same systematic lab habits into my day-to-day research life. Over the course of my whole research career, I've tried different styles, from handwritten in physical books to handwritten on my iPad to electronic lab books to now this current digital system that I've kind of created for myself, which is just typing on a dock. And this is the system that works for me. So please feel free to optimize your own system. This is just the foundation of mine. So let's talk tools. Now I know everyone has their own favorite app, whether it's Notion, Obsidian, Evernote, but you may be very surprised. I just use Microsoft Word. Here's why. It's simple, so there's no learning curve. It's easy copy and paste, so whenever I take a screenshot, I can just drag and drop it instantly. Version control, I create a new version each day with the date in the file name, like this. Another one is heading formatting. So built-in styles make navigation more effortless. There's a built-in table of contents which creates and updates my pages and headings more seamlessly. The find function is so easy to use. Also, there is a replace all function and the integrated feature such as EndNote, Grammarly, Copilot, etc. And it works offline, which means it doesn't require the internet. And this was quite important for me because when I was working with administration data, we didn't have access to the internet on these computers. Yeah, I found it helped. Lastly, this video is not sponsored by Microsoft. This is just what works for me. Call me old school. If it's not broken, why fix it? Use whatever tool you actually will use more consistently. For me, I think that is the key. The goal isn't aesthetics for this research diary, because honestly, only I see it, but if it allows for fast and practical documentation, then it'll work. So every single research diary will have a general info page that kind of looks like this. At the top of each diary, I'll have some basic metadata. So the author, which is me, purpose, one sentence that will help me remind me of the project, the date created. I like this because I like to know like how long it's taken to get from conceptualization to producing the data, and then all the way to publication. Collaborators and contacts, so names, emails, institutes, roles. If you leave an institute, you will have all of these details. This keeps things nice and clean, professional, especially when some of the projects or manuscripts can progress or continue for years at a time. Now here's the backbone of the entire system, the table of contents. I use Word's built-in heading styles, so I can navigate quite instantly where everything is, and I just hit a button and the table of contents is created for me. Now and then, maybe like a month or so, at the end of each month, I'll update the whole table of contents and pages. I don't do this on a daily basis, but here's what mine includes. Feel free to adopt and adapt. These are just what I've previously included into my research diary so that everything is all in one place. I'm going to go through them very quickly. Project plan, lab analysis, data acquisition and management, analysis plan, preliminary statistical analysis, results for manuscript, supplementary material, finalized manuscript results, target journals, manuscript checklists, authorship contributions, authorship feedback, peer-reviewed journal submissions, reviewer responses, and meeting minutes. It's a big file, but I like how everything is centralized into this one document. Yes, I know it's long. The structure covers the entire research lifecycle. Every project will have different stages, like my current backbone doesn't include ethics or data collection subheadings because I've always been a part of studies that have already established these. So my research diaries generally reflects my work and what I've worked on rather than things that have happened in the past. The most common question, which is, what goes in it and what doesn't? The easy answer is everything. And I mean every single detail about the project, from conception through to publication. Wow. Yeah, sounds a bit absurd, but you know, it's second nature to me now. So what that means is every thought, every decision, every assumption, email summary, correspondence, any issue that arises, any variables that are derived and why, every interpretation / results, every exclusion and justification, every conversation that you have related to this project. This includes any consensus between collaborators. If it's related to the project, it lives in this diary. Doesn't go into it is my electronic lab book itself, and actual manuscript writing. Those have their own systems. When I say everything, I meant every single detail about the project. If it's related to the project, it goes into this diary. So let's talk about the actual workflow. On the left, I have my analysis software. It can be like Stata, R, whatever I'm working in. And then when I generate a result, I take a screenshot, drag and drop it into the diary, and write a quick note. For me, the position of the windows on my screen matters because my brain already works very systematically, from left to right, from top to bottom. So my windows are literally in a layout with the diary as the final window. Hence why I love my ultra wide screen. The golden rule before I start working on the project is I actually open my research diary first. I've made it a habit. It's a non-negotiable habit. It's like you have to put on toothpaste before you brush your teeth. Similar method. This is the secret sauce. Here are the most important tips for making the system work for you. Whenever you add a screenshot, add one sentence explaining why you took a screenshot. For example, outliers identified for exposure, removed outlier. So why do you need to write this one line every time? Because hours, weeks, or even months later, or even years, honestly, when you'll be searching for why you made that decision, you're not going to actually remember what anything means. So don't trust your brain to also memorize it either. 2, the find function. You can search your document instantly. For me, I use really consistent keywords. Issue, when there's a problem that is encountered. Decision, when choices or assumptions are made. Results, key results. Consensus, when there's an agreement with collaborators or your supervisors. Flagged, needs attention. Note, general observation. Analysis or files, which is the pathway to outputs or to a different document. And do files or R scripts, which is your code of references. This turns your research diary into a searchable knowledge base. And 3, there's an AI integration. You can use AI agents to query your document. Future me thanks past me for this. So your future self will thank you too. No worries. All right, before we wrap up here are the biggest game changers. 3 tips that will make or break the system. The first one, I know it feels like a lot of work. In the beginning, it felt very tedious, but by the time I had created the 4th research diary for my 4th PhD paper, and I had stayed so consistent with my own system, it became second nature, like brushing your teeth. And now I still look at the same research diary from my PhD to help me guide my work now as a postdoc. So I'm saying all the effort is worth it. Number 2, Tell yourself, I must have this research diary before I start my project. Make it a ritual, because when it's open and visible, you're more likely to use it. It becomes your command center for your project. Number 3, have your own features back. When you're juggling multiple projects like I do, before you close the document, either at the end of the task, at the end of the day, write down the next step you need to take when you reopen it, as a friendly reminder to yourself. Sometimes I work on a project for consecutive days, whereas there are other times where I don't touch it for several weeks. So this tip has my brains back. You know exactly what you need to do the next time you work on this project. If you want to become more organized, an effective researcher, a research diary isn't optional, it's essential. I hope this video gives you a system that you can start using today. Play with it, adapt it to how you work. My way may not work for you, but I hope this sets a foundation of what I do. Drop a comment below, what's your biggest challenge with research organization? I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share with your peers. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.